Om. Om. Om.
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः प्रज्ञानां शुप्रतानैस्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगतगुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः।
Mandukya Upanishad with Karika, chapter 3. We were studying Karika 33. Before that, please read from 31. Read 31 and 32 Karikas.
मनोदृश्यमिदं द्वैतं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं मनसो ह्यमनी भावे द्वैतं नैवोपलभ्यते आत्मसत्यानुबोधेन न संकल्पयते यदा अमनस्तां तदा याति ग्राह्याभावे तदग्रहम्।
The entire Dvaita Rupa Jagat is nothing but the projection of the mind. When mind becomes, mana becomes amana. Amana means when it is niruddha, its vyapara, mano vyapara is stopped. In the sense, when the mind becomes vritti rahita, or we can say prashanta, when the mind becomes no mind, the functions of the mind are no more there. That is what Dvaita is not available. Duality is not available. So therefore, how the mind becomes amana? It is by what is called as Atma Satyanubodha. Atma eva satyam iti anubodha. The knowledge which is gained anu in accordance with the Shastra. as taught by Acharya, that Atma and Atma alone is the reality. Anything else that appears to be there is false in nature, truly not there. As a result of this, when mind no more takes to sankalpa, because in this state of this cognition that Atma only is real, there is no drishya jagat available there. Homogeneous Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there, free from even the ahankara, casting triputi, jnata, jneya, jnana. Free from that. Only what is there is the self-cognitive principle, the self-knowledge principle, the self-experiencing principle, Swaprakasha, Swayam Jyoti, Chaitanya and Chaitanya is there, and the result, then what happens? Manaha na sankalpayati. Mind cannot, it doesn't take to sankalpa, means it's mano vyapar in terms of grahya, grafika, jnata, neya, knower, known intelligence. Why? Grahya bhave. There is no grahya. There is no vishaya at all. When vishayas are there, then the subject, the knower is there. Vishayas themselves are not there, the knower now. So that means it doesn't take to sankalpa. Then what happens? Mind becomes amana. Why amana? No mind, because grahya is not there at all. Here a doubt comes. If mind is no more there, how will you be able to know Atma Swarupa? That is what the Prastavana Bhashya asks. Yadi, read, Yadi asaridam dvaitam tari. We have seen this.
यदि असरिदं द्वैतं तर्हि केन स्वम् अजम् आत्मतत्त्वं विबुध्यते इति
Uchyate. Yadi, if idam dvaitam, this entire dvaita jagat is what? Asat, false in nature. And when you say entire dvaita jagat, you are including the mind also. Mind is not outside the purview of dvaita jagat. In fact, the mind itself is projecting the dvaita jagat. When you say it is asad, now tell me, sir, say, by what means? By what karana? Kena. One swarupa, ajam atma tattva, vibudhyate, is known. That is what the question is. Answer follows in Karika 33. Read 33.
अकल्पकमजं ज्ञानं ज्ञेया भिन्नं प्रचक्षते ब्रह्म ज्ञेयमजं नित्यम् अजेनाजं विबुध्यते.
Akalpakam ajam jnanam neya bhinnam prachakshati brahmadneyam ajam nityam ajena ajam vibudhyati. This ajam jnanam. What is the ajam jnanam? Literally it means the unborn knowledge principle, means jnapti matram. Only the knowledge principle, which is akalpakam, which is free from the projections of the mind, which is free from all sankalpas, free from all the what is called as manovyapar, in terms of grahya grahaka bhava, jnata jneya bhava, the notions of the knower and the known, perceiver and the perceived, experiencer and the experienced, free from all these, which includes the entire manovyapara, functions of the mind. So that akalpam, ajajnanam, it is neya bhinnam, neyena abhinnam. It is identical with the entity to be known. What is the entity to be known? Paramartha Brahma Sarupa. So therefore, this mere knowledge principle, free from all the functions of the mind, is what? Jneya bhinnam. Bhashya describes it as Paramartha Sata Brahmana Abhinnam. It is abhinna, non-separate, identical with Paramartha Sat Brahma, the absolute reality that is Brahma is. Absolute means that which is self-existent, independent, all-pervasive, ever-existent principle. Purna. Absolute means what? Purna. Purna, full and complete, doesn't depend, it is limitless, number one. It doesn't depend on anything else whatsoever. It has no end at all. So that is what it can be only Chaitanya Swarupa Brahma only. So that is Neya Bhinnam. It is one with, identical with Neya Swarupa Paramartha Sat Brahma. Who told all these things? Prachakshati. So say the Brahmajnanis. Now the question Pramana comes. It is not established on the Tarka. See, the entity that can be established only on Shruti Pramana should not be established based on the Tarka. If it is done, it is a great mistake. In olden days, if anyone done, such person can be liable to a curse by an equally great master. Curse in what? Falling of the head. Of course, it depends on the person, do or not, but one is justified in doing so. So, Atindriya Vastus, imperceptible entities, should not be ascertained based on the Tarka, because Tarka, reasoning, is in the sphere of, in the region of intellect, which has no access to Atindriya Vastu, imperceptible entity, Chaitanya Atma. So therefore, Gaudapadacharya says, Prachakshate. This is what great masters have discovered and they are telling. So what is the pramana here? Vidvad Anubhava. Not simply Shruti Pramana. Shruti Pramana verified by great masters. So Prachakshate. Brahmadneyam Ajam. See, already it was told, Ajam Jnanam. Again the word Ajam is said. Brahma Neyam. The knowledge whose Neya is Brahma. See, when you want to get the knowledge, knowledge is about something. Now here, the Neyam, the entity to be known is what? Brahma. It is what? Ajam. Already told Ajam. Just to highlight once again, it is unborn. It is Nityam. It is just because earlier in the first line, Ajam Jnanam was already told. And yet, further it is highlighted that because it is Aja, it is Nitya. How do you say so? Anything that is born ends. Therefore, it is Anitya. A self-existent entity, which is not born, cannot end. Generally, whatever that is Anadi is Ananta except one entity. And that entity is Maya. Why this exception? Truly it doesn't exist at all. It appears to be there since Anadi. But it gets ended in the Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana. Anadi, Santa. Whereas Brahma is Anadi, Ananta. Atma is Anadi, Ananta. To highlight that is Nitya because it's unborn. Ajam, Brahmadneyam. That Neyam is entity to be known is Brahma only. So that is Ajam Nityam. Brahmadneyam. That Neya, Brahma is what? Unborn. Therefore it is Nitya. Ajena Ajam Vibudhyate. Your problem was, if Mana becomes Amanaha, how come the Atma be known? How come the Brahma be known? Because we know in our Vyavahara, everything is known with the instrumentality, instrument with the mind as the instrument. If the instrument mind is not there, how can one know this Aja Brahmadneya, Brahmadneya, Ajena Ajam Brahma Vibudhyate? By this Aja Atma only, by unborn Atma only, the Ajam Anman Brahma is Atma is known, Brahma is known means it doesn't need any other knowledge principle to know because it is self-evident knowledge principle. Nyapti Swarupa, Swaprakasha, Swayam Jyoti, Anubhava Swarupa. When you say the Surya, the sun is Swaprakasha, self-luminous, what do you mean? To see the sun, we don't need any other light principle. To see, no, but to see everything that is in the world other than the luminaries, which don't need other light principle. We do need the light principle. So therefore, to know a drishya and perceptible entity, no doubt we do need the mind, but to know that principle which enables the very mind to see the drishya, you don't need any other knowledge principle because it is self-evident knowledge principle. So therefore, ajena ajam vibudhyate. So don't harbor any doubt as if in the wake of knowledge, the mind becomes no mind, amana. How can that knowledge principle, Atma be, Brahma be known? No. It is self-evident. You can verify that. Look, I am. How do you know? Don't you experience I am in and through waking and the dream? In sleep, it appears as though I don't know myself. It is only at that time. But I am there. That is what I recollect. I slept well. I did not know anything else. See, you may say in the waking and the dream, I know I am because of the mind. The mind is there. But in sleep, mind also is not there. And yet, its existence is recollected, means what? It has to be necessarily self-evident principle, self-knowing principle, self-experiencing principle, self-cognitive principle, swaprakasha, swayam jyoti, nepti swarupa. What synonyms? See, you should be very clear about the implication of this. It's not just like that. If you are very alert, it reveals a great truth. What is the great truth? Means that self-awareness principle is free from all sorrows and Vishaya Sukhas which are presented or which come in front of me in terms of antakarana vritti, including the deep sleep experience wherein homogeneous ignorance alone is there, and it is me which makes it known, makes it experienced. They come and go, they come and go. I always remain what I am. I am a samsari. Me, Chaitanya, is free from samsara. And yet, 24/7, presently, I suffer samsara because not knowing this truth directly, I identify myself with the embodiment. And all these Vishya Sukhas or the sorrows which are at the level of the Upadhis, embodiment, mistake it to be my intrinsic feature. Think what a colossal loss, what a grave blunder, what a grave mistake. Me, Chaitanya, is free from all these. And they come and go, they come and go, they come and go. What is necessary? I have to declutch, separate, isolate myself from the gross body, subtle body, and ignorance, which come and go in my presence, including the mind, which is the culprit which spins all these things, which projects gross, subtle bodies. So what happens? In me, none of these are there, they come and go. I am the first and the last. They come and go. Let them come and go. What do I care for? But when I identify, all hell breaks in terms of samsara. Ajam vibudhyate. See, it is not simply listening. You have to do manana like that. Dwell on that. The slowly, the truth that is hidden gets revealed. More you get convinced about you, Chaitanya, being free from all these things, more you develop the capacity of withdrawing yourself from the Drishya Vishaya Jagat, wherein presently your mind is totally preoccupied because of the erroneous notion that this Jagat will make me happy. So such, it is not simply listening, manana has to be taken. And manana has to be taken to means what? Leisure has to be there. Leisure has to be there means what? You have to curtail your rest of the preoccupations. Priority for this pursuit has to be given. You find out how much priority you have got for this. That is why Shastra recommends what? Sannyasa, freedom from karma, freedom from responsibilities. Being a mature person, not immature. For immature, he can't give the karmas. So that you command more and more time for this pursuit. Shastra release such person from the duties so that more and more time can be devoted to this pursuit. So therefore, don't entertain any doubt if by this process mind becomes no mind. How the Atma can be known? It is self-evident, doesn't need depend on even the mind. It doesn't depend on even the Khandakara Vritti. Khandakara Vritti is necessary to remove the ignorance, not to know Atma Brahma, which is self-evident. No doubt, Akhandakara Vritti, the product of the mind Antakarana, is necessary to get rid of ignorance, to make us aware of, ooh, this is me, not the body, etc. Once you know that ignorance goes, you know you are what you are, Chaitanya Swarupa, free from the upadhis. Now let us see the Bhashya. Read Akalpakam.
अकल्पकं सर्वं कल्पनावर्जितम् अतएव अजम्
No. Akalpakam Sarvakalpanavarjitam. Is it there, Sarvam?
सर्वकल्पनावर्जितम्
Ah.
सर्वकल्पनावर्जितम् अतएव अजं ज्ञानं ज्ञप्तिमात्रं ज्ञेयेन परमार्थसता ब्रह्मणा अभिन्नं प्रचक्षते कथयन्ति ब्रह्मविदः.
The Akalpakam word from Karika is commented upon by Bhashyaka. It means Sarva Kalpana Varjitam. Free from all Kalpana. Means free from all the functions of the mind. Means the mind gets modified in terms of innumerable vrittis, thoughts. Like that, this Atma Brahma is not so. It is unlike the mind, which ramifies in terms of vritti, antakarana vritti. This doesn't change so. Means it is vritti rahitam. Free from the modification of the antakarana avidnam. Ataha eva. For that very reason, it is ajam jnanam, not jnana, not the knowledge of an entity that is born in terms of perception, etc. Ajam jnanam means, meaning is given, nepti matram. It is just knowledge principle. Knowledge principle. Akalpakam, free from all imagination, means free from all vrittis, which is nothing but only knowledge principle. And it is nena bhinnam, neya bhinnam. What is neya, nena? Paramartha sata brahmana. But there is the Brahma, which is Paramartha Sat, instrumental is there. Brahma, which is the absolute reality, the ever-existent principle, never gets subject to change, vikara. With that Brahma, it is what? Abhinnam, non-separate, identical. Bhinnam. So, prachakshate, they say, prachakshate means kathayanti. Who said so? Brahmavidah. The Brahmajnanis means this is not imagination of someone, which is the truth of which is ascertained directly by Brahmajnanis. Means vidvad anubhava siddham, proved, established by the direct aparoksha anubhava, wherein triputis are not there, of jnanis. Kathayanti brahmavida. How do you say that it is such a jnapti matra? Always nothing but knowledge principle alone. Always nothing but knowledge principle. How do you say so? For which? The reason is given. What is the reason? Read nahi.
न हि विज्ञातुः विज्ञातेः विज्ञातुः विज्ञाते परिलोपो विद्यते अग्निष्णवत्.
Nahi vidyatuhu. Means of that knower principle. What is that knower principle? Sarva prakashaka brahmana. Of Brahma, Chaitanya Tattva, which is all illuminating in nature in the sense, which gives the knowledge of everything, which makes us know everything, just as the light illumines all the names and all the drishya jagat. Just as light illumines the drishya jagat, the world of names and forms, the perceptible world, so does this all illuminating, all knowing principle, Chaitanya Brahma, makes us know, makes us aware of everything, including the entities that are not there, including the ignorance. You are aware that you are ignorant. You are aware that something is not there. That is what it is. So Vidyatuhu. Of that knowledge principle, Vidyatehe means Vidyaptehe, of that entity itself. Viparilopaha, extinction. Nahi in the beginning, Nahi Vidyate, is not there, cannot be there. An illustration is given, Agnishnavat, like the heat in the fire. When you say fire, automatically is what? Heat must be there. There can't be cold fire. So like that, This Brahma means the very knowledge principle. Knowledge principle. Because of which everything is known, everything is experienced. And everything that is known, experience, comes and goes. Whereas this knowledge principle ever exists. And fortunately, our Swarupa is that. That means in the presence of this ever existing knowledge principle, Jagat, the source of samsara, comes and goes. Me, the knowledge principle, in whose presence it comes and goes, is distinct from that, those, free from them. Therefore, I am free from samsara. And yet I suffer samsara means our mind is preoccupied in Jagat. It is bahirmukha. It is extrovert. So long as it is so, we have to face the blows of samsara. So Agnishna, how do you say Vijñātuhu vijñātehi viparalopaha nahi vidyate? This knowledge principle, which is Atma, Brahma, I, my Swarupa, never becomes extinct. How do you say so? Here is the Pramana of Shruti. Many Shruti quotations can be cited in this context. A few of them are given. Continue. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma.
Vijnanam Anandam Brahma Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Ityadi Shrutibhyaha.
1 minute. Is there
Anandam Anantam? Yes.
Anantam
It's not
Ananda
printed. Anandam Anantam Brahma.
Both are there.
In my book it is Anandam, but Anantam Pathantara is also there. I have written with pencil.
It should be Ananta because Taittiriya it is. Taittiriya Ananda is not there. Anantam is there. Okay. But somewhere it is Pathantara is there. I think. So therefore, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. This is of course from Brihadaranyaka. 3:9:28. Brahma is Vijnanam. Why that we? Not jnana of something, not knowledge of some entity, but the very knowledge principle, Vijnanam. And itself is what? Anandam. Ananda Swarupa. That is what Brahma. Then Satyam Jnanam. Here it is Anandam Brahma. Anantam. You can take it. Somewhere will be there. Ananda will be there. But we don't know where it is. But if it is Ananta, we can straight away connect it to Taittiriya Brahma Andavalli, first mantra. So Satyam Avitatham. Never changing. Jnanam. Jnapti Swarupa. Knowledge principle. Anantam. Desha Kala Vastu Paricheda Shunyam. Of course, when you say Anantam, it has to be Anandam only. Bhuma only Sukham. What is Bhuma? Analpam. Limitless entity alone can be Ananda. Alpe Sukham Nasti. In a limited entity, there is no Sukha Ananda at all. So therefore, Ananta has to get reduced into Ananda only. But Taittiriya statement is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is Ananda. Of course, such Patantaras will be there. And it can be taken another, somewhere will be there because so many Upanishads are there. Some quotation will be there. Ityadi Shrutibhya. Adi. Adi for we take Prajnanam Brahma. Aitareya. Prajnanam Brahma. Shrutibhya. So that is now, it is Ajam Jnanam. Continue. Tasyaiva.
तस्यैव विशेषणं ब्रह्म ज्ञेयं यस्य स्वस्य तदिदं ब्रह्म ज्ञेयं औष्णस्य इव अग्निवत् अभिन्नम्.
Jneya Bhinnam is being explained. Tasyaiva. But Tasyaiva Jnanasyaiva Jnapti Matrasyaiva, which was called Vidnyapti, of that mere knowledge principle only. Visheshanam, adjectives. Further description of it. What is that? Brahma Neyam Yasya. The entity to be known by which knowledge is Brahma. Yasya stands for Jnanasya. And what is that Jnanasya? Whose Jnanasya? Swasya means Brahma Sarupasya, of one Sarupa, that is Brahma. Of that knowledge of Brahma Sarupa, the entity to be known, name is what? Brahma. Tadidam Brahma Jneyam. The entity to be known is what? Brahma. Brahma Jneyam is there, no? Means the entity to be known and Brahma are not separate. They are one and the same principle, for which an illustration is given. Brahmadhyam. Aushnasya iva. Aushnasya iva agnivat abhinnam. Here agnivat means agnau aushnasya iva. Just as the heat in the fire, so is this Neya is what? Brahma only. What? Abhinnam. Neya and Brahma are inseparable, one and the same. Continue.
तेन आत्मस्वरूपेण अजेन ज्ञानेन अजं ज्ञेयम् आत्मतत्त्वं स्वयमेव विबुध्यते अवगच्छति नित्यप्रकाशस्वरूप इव सविता.
Tena. What is that Tena by that? Atma Swarupena. By that very nature of oneself, which is Ajena. Ajena Jnanena. Which is ever unborn, ever existent knowledge principle. Ajam. What is Ajam? Neyam Atma Tattvam. By that very Atma, who is knowledge principle, the entity to be known, the Atma, Ajam, Neyam Atma Tattvam, is Swayameva Vibudhyate, is known on its own accord, without the help of any other knowledge principle. Why? Self-evident. Itself is knowledge principle. To know drishya, which are inert in nature, you need the mind, because to the vritti of the mind, you are bringing the chidabhasa. Chidabhasa, the reflected Chaitanya, to make them know. But here is the case where there is chit, knowledge principle involved, to know that no other knowledge principle is required. As told in Atma Bodha, na deepasya anya deepecha. A lamp, luminous lamp, doesn't depend on any other light principle to be seen, to see it. So, Atma Swayameva, by itself, because being the knowledge principle, like this self-luminous sun. Vibudhate means avagachati. For which an illustration given, Nitya Prakasha Swarupa Savita Iva. Like the Savita sun, who is Nitya Prakasha Swarupa. Ever luminous light principle. There is no time when the sun loses its luminous light principle. That being the case, to see the sun, you don't need any other light. Sun doesn't depend on any other light principle. For sun, na anya prakashecha. There is no need of any other light principle. Savita. The gist of it is being told now. Read Nitya Vijnanaika.
नित्य विज्ञानैक रस घनन नित्य विज्ञानैक रस घनत्वात् न ज्ञानांतरम अपेक्षते इत्यर्थः.
This is what is meant by that. Atma, Brahma being so, being what? Nitya Vijnanaika Rasa Ghana. Nitya Vijnana. Always Vijnapti Swarupa. Always knowledge principle. Eka means abhinna. All being always identical with the ever-existent knowledge principle, and itself being what? Rasa ghana, homogeneous rasa. Of course, Vijnapti also homogeneous, Vijnapti also rasa. What is rasa? Ananda. Keep in mind, this word rasa is meant for ananda, which is itself that with Nitya Vijnana Sarupa itself, which is ever existing, existent, itself is Rasa Sarupa, Ananda Sarupa. Now, two different entities, one and the same. Ghanatva. Jnanantaram na apekshate. It doesn't need any other knowledge principle to know it. Here, we should know for certain. Some Vedantin claim that Jnani knows his Paramananda Swarupa. Jnani owns that he is Paramananda Swarupa. Jnani claims that he is Paramananda Swarupa, but he does not experience it. Think of it. Think of statement. As if a verdict is given. Jnani knows, owns, claims that is Paramananda Swarupa, and yet he does not experience it. How is it possible? When it is Nitya Vijnanaika Rasaghana, that shows a self-evident that Ananda Swarupa also is self-evident. And when he is a Jnani, that hitherto obstruction is gone. Presently not experiential because his obstruction is there, mind obstruction is there. The knowledge that obstruction is gone is what? It's self-evident on the Swarupa. He did not put any effort yet. See, this all because that Vijnana Ghana or that Anubhava Swarupa is what? Is not known properly. Anubhava Swarupa is not known. What is implied by that is not known properly. Iti arthaha. So this is how Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana is gained. A mumukshu should know the exact state or the exact preoccupation of the mind in this state of knowledge. That is what is going to be now discussed in the Karika that is going to come 34. We'll see.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि